Hi Kenwood! Welcome to my home office. I am going to show you a little bit about Google Workspace like you saw in my February President's Letter. I'm really excited that we have access to this new platform. I hope you will enjoy using it as well, and I hope that the community is going to help me continue to find ways to make the most of this tool for our community. Hey neighbors, so I'm going to walk you through a few of the features that we have for Historic Kenwood in Google Workspace for nonprofits. But first I just wanted to point you to the Google webpage for Google for nonprofits because here you could find out all the possibilities that come with this system, as well as things that I haven't even learned yet because I'm just learning how it all works. So you'll see on their splash page, they've got all the different benefits of using Google Workspace that we now have. And one is the actual workspace itself, which I'm going to show a few features of. I guess the most basic thing that we have is the Google Workspace, and I'm going to show you some more features of that. But we also, with this new platform, get Google Ad Grants as an option that we can use for donations. I don't know how this all works yet, but I'm exploring it, and you too could explore it and help me figure out how we might benefit from this feature. We also have a YouTube platform that comes with this. So very soon we'll be migrating this video and all the other ones that I've filmed onto our own Historic Kenwood private YouTube channel. And we can make that private or public. So I think we could take that even further. And then there are a lot of features that come with Google Earth and Maps. So again, haven't explored this fully, but I bet you that we'll find some fun ways to use that in our community. One of the things I have already done for us is start to set up a whole bunch of what they call user profiles. So any person in our community could have a user profile and could have their own email address. So for instance, mine is Alexis at historickenwood.org. But if I scroll down, you can see all the other members of our community who already have their own personal email addresses. And one thing to know is that we are unlimited in the amount of users we can create. So you yourself or anyone in our community can get this email address if you'd like. And you too could be like Michelle Ribner, Michelle at historickenwood.org. So just talk to me if you want to learn more or get one of these email addresses for yourself. Once you have that email address, like I do, then we can set you up with a Gmail. It's basically a Gmail account that uses the historickenwood.org ending instead of gmail.com. And so right now I could be writing you from Alexis at historickenwood.org. And then we also have a feature where we can add an alias. So I can also write to you as president at historickenwood.org. So let's say you want the alias best neighbor at historickenwood.org. We can make that happen, but you'd have to actually be the best neighbor. I also can add personalized signatures, as you can see I've done here. So that's the most basic function that we've already set up, is our user list and all the email accounts. The other great feature that I'm learning more and more about but have started to set up is Google Groups. So, we are not all acting as individuals. As you know from my former video, we're also pairing and sharing, and a lot of that happens in our committees and our neighborhood groups. So you can see right here that I've already set up some of our favorite groups that we write to. So for example, if you see here, I've got Dining for Art, which is happening this month. I've created that group for us, so you could write to Dining for Art at historickenwood.org. And these are all the members of that group. Right now it's Sharon and Michelle, who you know are the co-chairs of that event. Myself is included so that I can help oversee any communications, and then our administrator, which is just really the starter account for the whole platform. So that's how groups work. And if you take a look at all the groups we've got going, you've written, I'm sure, to newsletter at Historic Kenwood or HK Partnership or HK Garden Workshop. If you become a co-chair of Bungalow Fest, you might be written to at bungalowfest at historickenwood.org. So another one you might know or recognize is board at historickenwood.org. So if you write to board at historickenwood.org, you get all 9 of the board members all at once. So this is just making our communications way more streamlined and our public appearance way more professional. If I move over here, this is one of the features that is also really great, is that once you become part of our organization inside this platform, you have access to our shared calendar. So I'm looking right now at our calendar for the month of February, which is fully populated with, you guessed it, Dining for Arts events. You can see right here the Dining for Arts orders that many of you might already started ordering. I'll plug my own right here, which is surprise your HK neighbor with a date for Valentine's Day, a sticky date pudding. That's my DFA order out there if you would like to buy one of those. And there's many more, as you can see here, and also all our events. So you can see the Dining for Arts events are there all across. You can see the Artist Enclave Studio Tour Committee is having their meetings. You can see the potential that we might start having our porch parties listed on here. You can see our board meeting date and time and place, and our neighborhood meeting date and time and place monthly here. So this is the kind of stuff that we now share as a group, and all of the 20 to 30 people that are in the organization right now get to share this calendar, add to it, edit to it, and see all the events, like when welcome baskets are delivered. That's a nice little find. The other feature that we get to use is we have these shared drives. So the board has set up a shared drive where we can share files together, and the Artist Enclave has started one as well. So for example, if I go in there, I can share all the files and folders and things that we all use regularly, and therefore we can edit them together, and we don't lose track of them or don't have kind of trouble keeping the right latest version up to date, or handing it over when we change who's on the board or when we do things for next year. And inside, for instance, this example, this folder is all of our neighborhood meetings. For instance, when we film those neighborhood meetings on Zoom, we're able to share an archive of that. And when we share you links to those things, you're basically linking to these files that we've got shared in our own private organization, so that that stays with us forever. And with that also comes our ability to create documents. You may be familiar with Excel documents or Word documents, and Google has their Google Sheets and Google Docs similarly, where you can create files. But one of the files that I love to use is Google Forms, and we now have the ability to use Google Forms in our program. And so you may have already been linked to this new survey that I created for our Best Neighbor Award. You too could create surveys for your groups or your committees if you want. Look out for this survey link to this survey for the Best Neighbor Award nomination. And when you send this out and get people to fill it in, you get a great spreadsheet of all the data so you can find it really easily. And those are some of the features that I've already been exploring and setting up for our neighborhood, but I really welcome you all to come and speak to me or write to me with your ideas or other uses that you think you might have for this platform. And if we don't already have it, we'll figure out how to set it up for you, because the possibilities are probably endless with this platform. We just have to explore it. And because it's Google, we all know we can just Google it, and we'll probably find the answer to our questions or our troubleshooting errors. Thank you to all my neighbors for watching this video tutorial. I hope you will help me help you make the most of our Google Workspace for nonprofits, and look forward to seeing you in the physical and the virtual world in the next month.